We are so pleased to be joined on the phone now by the head coach of the still unbeaten Waco La Vega Pirates. It is Coach Willie Williams. Coach Williams, congratulations on your big win last night.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I imagine that last night was a satisfying night for you. China Spring, a squad that you are very familiar with, who has, in the past, in fact, back in 2007, really broke your heart. I imagine that was a rather satisfying win to get a little bit of revenge on them.
Well, it was, and we tried. Our kids knew about it, and we talked about it, but as I told the kids, hey, it's 2015, a different team, different players, but same philosophies on the coaching staffs. But no, it was very gratifying to get that big win.
You've been at La Vega for quite some time now. I don't mean to date you, but you've been there for quite some time. This squad, how much fun from a personal perspective are you having coaching this squad?
Well, I'm having an outstanding time with these kids, especially because whenever you're coaching your son and he's there, and it brings something extra to it, and he's a sophomore, Jamal's a sophomore, and he's playing with him, but this group here, you got Parrish Cobb and you got Brandon Benson and those kids in there, they did great senior leadership, and they come to work every day. They have fun when they at practice, and they play hard every day. So it's been very, very pleasing to have the opportunity to coach him.
You mentioned your son Jamal, and he had a very nice night last night, throwing for 133 yards and a touchdown. For you as a dad, when you're out there watching it, how much of it is when you're out there watching him? How much of it is coach and he's my quarterback, and how much of it is I'm a dad and he's my son?
Well, it's pretty much he's a player out there on the field, but we're together so much, and he pretty much knows how I'm thinking, and I can get a chance to work with him in home on some things. So he's pretty much a coach on the field, and for instance, the big pass he threw to our running back coming across the middle. He read that correctly, and he's seeing what I see, and he knows what I want. So it goes a long way having him there.
I certainly imagine. So it's Willie Williams, the head coach of the Waco La Vega Pirates, joining us on DCTF Live. Get involved with the conversation. #DCTF Live. And Coach, the real shining star of your team all year long has been this defense. Just a vicious defense. For you as a coach, having seen a number of excellent defenses in your time at La Vega, how would this team's defense stack up against maybe some of the best that you've coached?
Well, I'll tell you, it ranks right there at the top. But the year we had Will Henry and that group there, they were outstanding. I think they were the best. And this group's they just play so well together. Secondary wise, it's probably one of our best secondaries we've had since I've been there all around. There's no weak spots there. Those kids can run. They tackle well. They break on the ball well. And front, we're just so athletic. We're not very big, but we're very athletic. We're playing with a freshman, Mike Backer. So, the future's bright. But they're so coachable. They've grown on, and they've adopted Coach Hyatt's mentality. They're very, very physical, very intense, and they run to the ball well.
Your headliner in that just incredible secondary is Parrish Cobb, rather. I mistook him for an NFL player, which is probably a bit Freudian, but he had another two more interceptions last night. This kid, he seems like the real deal.
He's phenomenal. I mean, he's great on defense, and I tell you what, offensively, he could play. So he just gets his hands on the ball, and he's just a great athlete, and he's very coachable. Outstanding young man. I mean, in the classroom, on the field. That's what makes him so special.
That's very good to hear. I know when we talk about recruits, the question I always have is how is he off the field, and to hear that he's taking care of his business off the field is certainly good to hear. We're talking with Willie Williams, the head coach of the La Vega Pirates, who are through to the semifinals for the first time since 2008. And Coach, you're going. So now that you've played on Thursday and you're through to the semifinals, what does the weekend look like for you?
Well, I tell you what, we're going to need. First of all, we got to go and find out who we're going to be going against, and then we need that extra time because we got pretty banged up last night, and so that's the extra time. So the weekend is going to be preparing for our next opponent and trying to get ourselves a little healed here. But at this point in time of the year, everybody's kind of banged up.
certainly, and you will take on the winner of Silsbee or Carthage. Either way, it'll be a slobber knocker. And Coach, you're a guy who I've mentioned you've been around the La Vega program for so long, and this is, I know, a program that's very near and dear to your heart. For you to take this program and take them back to the semifinals and take this community back to the semifinals, what does that mean for you?
It means a lot. It gets emotional because I'm a graduate of La Vega, and this is the only place I've been. It was my 33rd year here, so it's special to me, and in our community. So a lot of times, we get bad full about our kids, but we got great kids there, and nobody knows. It's a La Vega family, and as I said earlier in an interview, that if you're not in the inner circle, you really don't know anything about La Vega, and we're probably one of the best kept secrets here in the state of Texas, but. It's very emotional for me.
I imagine that it is, and Coach Willie Williams, the head coach of the La Vega Pirates, so kind enough to join us on DCTF Live. Coach, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on all your success. Best of luck the rest of the way, and perhaps we'll see you at NRG Stadium.
All right, appreciate it.